Hello everyone, I am Jessica Beck, your IELTS teacher, and in this episode you are going to hear me and Lindsay talk about sentence structure. Guys, your IELTS grammar score is based on you being able to use a variety of sentence structures. So in this episode, guys, we are going to give you some quick tips to easily transform your sentences so you make sure to show different structures to the examiner. Guys, remember, you can get your free estimated IELTS band score right now today. Go to allearsenglish.com/IELTS quiz. Get your IELTS score, guys, and free resources designed by me, ex-examiner of 14 years, allearsenglish.com/IELTS quiz. All right, listen up, take notes. This is an IELTS Energy Podcast, episode 546, How to Avoid Repeating Sentence Structures in Task 2.
You are listening to the IELTS Energy Podcast from All Ears English. We believe in connection, not perfection, and we're here to show you how to get the score that you need on your next IELTS exam. Find out why our strategies are the most powerful in the IELTS world and get your free video masterclass at allearsenglish.com/INSIDER. Now, let's get to the show.
Today, you'll get incredible grammar advice and learn how to avoid repeating sentences with there are. Take notes for higher grammar scores.
Hey, Jessica, we are so busy over here, but it's all good. It's all good.
You guys, oh my gosh, there's so much. So last night, I went out to dinner for my best friend's birthday, and there was another friend that came up to visit for her birthday who I haven't seen since high school. And so, we were talking, and he's a photographer now, and just amazing life, incredible. Wow. Lives in San Diego, just awesome. And so then he was asking me what I do, and then so halfway through my explanation, which takes a while because it's a lot, he's like, okay, but is it your thing? Is that your thing? Do you love it? And I was like, I do. Yes, of course. This is the best job in the world.
That's awesome. I think it's my thing too, podcasting, helping English learners. I mean, what could be better, right? I know. It's just cool. The idea that we can help learners, our listeners, feel differently about English. You could feel differently.
Totally. Whenever I pick James up from school and we ask each other how, what'd you do today, blah, 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 I tell him about our students all the time because they're so inspirational, and he's inspired by these amazing people that are changing their lives and moving their families to other countries to find different improved opportunities. And it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So cool.
Okay. So we had a really cool question from a student that got us thinking, and we're pretty sure, guys, you are using these same sentences in your writing task 2 essay. And so we're going to give you some options. What are some more formal, varied, interesting structures that you could use in your writing task 2 essays?
I love it, right? Because why do we want to have variety? Why is that important for our score? That's the first question.
And it's a good one.
Good question.
So, I think the student is worried because she's repeating the phrase there are, it might be a vocab issue, but that wouldn't really be a vocab issue. It would be more like a grammar issue if you're using the same structure over and over again. And honestly, I don't think this is a huge problem. I don't think it would really impact the grammar score at all, as long as the sentences around it are varied. So, okay, let me just read the beginning of her explanation. So, she says, I realize that I've been overusing the term there are in the task 2 essay. I notice that I use it once in each paragraph, so it's used at least 4 times. So I don't think that's a huge deal, honestly. As long as there are other grammar structures around it, it's fine. You're not going to be marked down for that. But it is interesting to think about from a vocabulary perspective and also a grammar perspective. How can we shift this? How can we rephrase these sentences so we have more sort of tools when we're approaching this essay?
Right. Because if anything, when we go to our target country, we do want to have those additional tools. We don't want to have to be always saying the same structure, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah,
for sure. And of course, I mean, for grammar, guys, if the examiner does see too many simple sentences or too many sentences that are exactly the same structure, then it's impossible to get a 7 or higher for grammar, right? So yeah, like this is definitely something to think about. Okay, so let's think about this first sentence and how could we paraphrase it? However, I believe there are consequences. So what do you think?
Well,
I just threw it at you like really fast.
No, that's okay. So it's good to, it would help to know the context around like the sentence before that, but without knowing that, I think the word despite, right? Despite this fact or despite what I've just said, what's the rest of it? It would be good. We have to know the consequences.
I believe there are consequences.
Oh, okay. Despite this fact, I believe there are consequences. Something about despite or in spite of is a good...
Yeah, totally. Or like nevertheless, or just any, paraphrase for however. I like the despite clause though. I don't see that often from students. And then we could paraphrase the there are. We could say, there do exist consequences. So that's the first paraphrase is saying, just replacing it with exist, but adding that do there. It's very like native speaker to emphasize that there do exist consequences.
Definitely very native. Yes, absolutely.
I love that. This sounds so like formal. Oh, I do indeed.
Yeah.
Hello, lovely students. Thanks for listening today. If you want to know exactly how to satisfy examiner expectations for the highest scores, not just in grammar, but vocab, cohesion, coherence, task, everything you need to excel in your IELTS writing exam, go to allearsenglish.com/KEYS. Okay, so let's look at the next one. There are some blatant and obvious causes. What do you think?
Well, what if we just started by putting blatant and obvious causes exist, right? We just say something like that. Switch it around.
Nice. Yeah. So blatant and obvious causes exist. Let's see. So paraphrasing that exist, blatant and obvious causes are present. We could say.
Yep. Our present. Exactly. Yep.
Oh my gosh, this is great. I love this spontaneous
We're just riffing on
creation.
This. Good.
Okay, we have two more paraphrases.
Good exercise for our listeners here.
I know. Okay, Lindsay, do you want to read number 3?
Okay, number 3, and that would be here. Yep, got it. All right. Even though the consequences appear to be challenging, there are viable solutions.
That's nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So there are viable solutions. Okay. So even though the consequences appear to be challenging, one can see viable solutions.
I like that.
Ooh.
And
there we go.
That's a good one. One can see, or we could also say it's possible to find, right? Even though the consequences appear to be challenging, it's possible to find viable solutions. Yeah, there's a lot of ways.
Gosh. So many ways. Guys, this is one of those gold episodes where you are getting so many grammar structures today, guys. Very formal grammar structures, right? Academic writing or formal letter writing. Write down these sentences today, right? Just use these structures. There's so many options here. Love it. Okay. Last one. There are no easy answers to this issue. Ooh.
Yeah, well, we could start with a similar structure of what we used before. Easy answers just don't exist. Or, let's see.
Easy answers. Let's see. Okay, one would struggle to find easy solutions. to this problem. One would struggle. I like that.
Yeah. So the pattern here, right? Using one, right? Or just flipping around the sentence and putting easy answers at the beginning. Right there, that's another kind of like, so guys, you should be picking up on the patterns that we're using here.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can paraphrase the there are by saying like, it's possible or are present or do exist or at the beginning, you can start with one can see, right? One would struggle. These are all paraphrases for replacing the there are and having different sentence structures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it. So guys, don't get locked. Don't get locked into one structure. And it's not the worst thing in the world, like we said before, but expand your vocabulary. Show the examiner that you are not like the next writer. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely come back to the blog post for this episode, guys. Like the grammar episodes, they're few and far between because we don't like to focus on grammar too much. It doesn't encourage good learning habits in students who want to focus on details too much, but this is definitely useful. So come back to the blog, guys. This is episode
546. Is that right?
546. Thank you. Right. Episode 546 at IELTS.allearsenglish.com. I'm going to type out all these examples so you can see your different options for sentence structures.
Yeah, nice. I love it. And guys, remember, we now have a new addition to our score increase guarantee. Not only do we pay for the cost of, not only do we pay for your course, but we also pay for the cost of your exam, guys. Right? If you don't see a score increase in our course 3 Keys IELTS. So
exactly. Yeah.
If you're ready to get those step-by-step structures, step-by-step system to learn the structures that you need, go over to allearsenglish.com/KEYS.
Totally. Yeah. Cause especially in in writing task 1, guys, you know exactly what is needed in writing task 1. We know exactly what you're going to have to write about. So I have the sentence structures you need for a 7 or higher there. Just use those because we know what to expect and what you're going to write about. Task 2, bit more open, right? But we do still have all the structures, the linking words, everything you need for that 7 or higher.
Love it, guys. One more time, go to allearsenglish.com/KEYS and enroll today. Get in there, guys. Stop wasting time. Love it.
Exactly. Awesome. Thanks for talking about grammar today, Lindsay.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
All right. Awesome. I'll see you next time.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to the IELTS Energy Podcast from All Ears English. And if you want to get tips from Lindsay and Jessica every week on how to get a 7 on your next IELTS exam, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your computer or on your smartphone. Thanks again and see you soon.